Welcome to the Brothers Weekly Wrap, instalment number 12. I'm reliably informed. This week we come to you hot off the heels of what was a pretty good day for the club on Sunday, with 3 grades coming up against the Edmonton Storm and getting 3 pretty important wins for the club as well. First of all, with the under 18s, but really starting to build some momentum as well. They've gone 3 on the trot now. They had a pretty comfortable 40 points to 10 win, which was good, especially considering they went in a little bit under strength. 2 of their best performers earlier in the season played A grade on the weekend with Jaden Gill and Lachlan Parmenter, but also they had a couple of guys missing through injury, with Nathan Trail, who's been very good for them over the last few weeks as well. But it was pleasing to see a couple of younger guys from the under-16s step up to take part in that match, and in Dan Tarai and Evan Child, who both acquitted themselves really well. So that was fantastic to see, as was the fact that it was such a great team performance. They toughed it out through the middle of the match, and then in the last 15 minutes really kicked away. The other pleasing aspect for coach Bobby Benioni is the fact that out of the 7 tries that they did manage to score, they had 6 different try scorers as well. So obviously a great team effort to get that result.
Yeah, 18s went well. Took us a while to sort of settle in the game, but come strong in the second half, so which is good. And we kept it 0, so good credit to the boys, and no better than finish on the high before our bye. So yeah, so looking forward to our next game against Mareeba Saturday up there.
The reserve grade match, Bondi's boys, they skipped out to a pretty early lead pretty quickly, and then trying to force a pass a little too much in the conditions. It was pretty wet and muddy, and it's not really conducive to an open, free-flowing style of football. And a few push passes lowered the completion rate and really brought Edmonton back into the match. The boys showed a little bit of ticker, and when the match was there to be won in the dying stages, they were able to put the game away to come away 26 points to 22 winners. Speaking with Bondi after the game, he is quite right in saying we'll take the points any way we can get, but he's well aware that there's plenty of things that the boys can work on and certainly improve on, which they'll no doubt do in time for the next game against Mareeba. A couple of performances from the weekend which were great to see. Adam Kelly in the reserve grade game as part of the A grade squad. He's certainly making all the right noises and putting a lot of pressure on the players that are being selected in A grade each week. So Big Barrel, he'll get his opportunity very shortly. No doubt he'll take that with both hands. So it's great to see him back and playing well. In the A grade match, it was probably a danger game for us. Edmonton can trouble any side on the days that they do put it together, and it was certainly a game that I was wary of. Fortunately though, our boys, we started really well for the first time this year. We started well, and we were able to score some points in the very first set, which went a long way to setting the tone for the match. Where we came out 50 points to 0 winners. With that scoreline, obviously keeping the opposition to 0 is the most pleasing aspect. There was a couple of times, especially late in the match, where we'd gifted the opposition plenty of ball on our line, but our players continually turned up for each other and showed the sort of desperation, even though they're up 44 points to nil. They showed the desperation of a grand final match to snuff out opportunities out on the flanks. So that was the really pleasing aspect. Just that pride in the line that the boys showed, and being able to get the opposition to nil. What wasn't so pleasing was the fact that the last 20 minutes really deteriorated. We need to be a lot better with our discipline, with making sure that we're not pushing those passes and not throwing those 50-50s. We need to ensure that we continue to complete our sets, get to our kick, and continue to build that pressure on the opposition and wait for those opportunities. One completion from the last 10 sets was a pretty big disappointment out of the match, but in saying that, again, a 50 points to nil win certainly makes for a happy coach on Monday morning. Really happy with the way our forwards are going. I mentioned last week the fact that our pack as a unit are performing really well, and that continued again on the weekend. I thought Matty Bond was outstanding again. He's got a lot to his game. He's not just about badge and bash. He's got a nice little bit of footwork, and he's got a great little tip on as well. So Luke Badge is going strength to strength, and Big Benny Shell, or Benny Balboa as he's been dubbed, he's got plenty of punch in his carry for us as well. So remiss to leave out any names out of that forward pack, but those guys are going really well. Maipele Morshu is really starting to find his feet, get a bit of match fitness together. Big Massey Nona had a pretty big game for us as well out on the edge, and unsung hero for us over the last few weeks has been Eddie Daniel, and it's because not really something that's associated with Eddie, but it's been his defence that's been really good over the last fortnight, and I'm really pleased with the way that he's defending, and God knows Eddie can attack with the footy, and it's fantastic to see him square up the ledger with his defence as well. From here, we've got the bye this week, which is pretty welcome. We've got a few walking wounded at the moment. Having the week off will give us an opportunity to get over a few of those niggles, and then we'll start round 2 where we play Mareeba up at the Graveyard, Davies Park in Mareeba. So that's going to be a tough game for us, and we're certainly going to have to be on the money from the opening whistle until the final siren. So looking forward to that one, and then we'll actually back up the following week and play Mareeba again on the Friday night. In our washed out game that needs to be caught up from when Cyclone Ida graced us with her presence.
You guys, scoreboard said it all. 50. Well done, boys.
That's about it for this week, and until next time, go the fish.